Have you ever felt like this is your last round on Earth? Like something deep inside you just knows you've been here before, and now it's time to move on? What if reincarnation isn't an endless cycle, but a system with an exit? Today you're going to discover the 7 signs this might be your final life on Earth. But be warned, these signs aren't random. They appear when the soul is on the verge of transcendence. Are you ready for the truth? For millennia, religions and spiritual traditions have taught that our souls reincarnate in search of growth. What if this journey isn't a staircase upward, but a maze with only one way out? What if spiritual freedom isn't about gaining something, but about letting go of everything? In this video, you'll recognize clear, and maybe even unsettling, signs that your soul could be on the edge of liberation. And if you relate to at least 5 of them, you might be closer to the end of the cycle than you think. Sign 1: complete detachment. You look around, and nothing really holds you anymore. Material achievements, empty, everyday struggles, just too small. It's not a lack of motivation, it's clarity. It's as if your soul is saying, "You've done all this before. It's time to move on." You're not running from the world. You just don't belong to it anymore. Sign 2: the silent observer. You're there, at the family dinner, stuck in traffic, chatting with friends, and yet you're not. It's like part of you is just watching everything unfold, like a quiet observer of a movie you've seen way too many times. You laugh, respond, interact, but deep down there's a distance, a sense that it's all temporary, almost scripted. It feels like you're playing a role you memorized lifetimes ago, but the role no longer means anything. You're not the character anymore. You're the one watching the actor. This isn't daydreaming, it's a spiritual clarity. While others are deep in the drama, chasing validation, success, recognition, you've already figured out the game. And it just doesn't do it for you anymore. It's like your soul is counting down, whispering, "You've played all the parts. Now, just watch the ending." And that ending, not tragic, liberating. You don't feel lost. You feel like you're waking up. If you see yourself in that silent gaze, that constant feeling that reality is just a play, maybe it's because your soul is about to leave the stage for the last time. You walk into a place you've never been, and something inside you whispers, "I've lived this before." A conversation starts, and you already know what the person's about to say. It's more than just familiarity. It's like time bends for a second, revealing a memory of something that's happening, or already happened, somewhere else. For old souls, déjà vu isn't a brain glitch. It's a clear sign that your consciousness is reaching beyond linear time. It's your spiritual self tapping into other lives, other versions of you, across parallel realities. The more it happens, the more you realize time as you knew it is an illusion. You're not just remembering, you're slipping between layers of time. Your awareness is tuning into other frequencies, connecting to simultaneous lives, giving your soul brief glimpses of expanded reality. If déjà vus are hitting harder and more often, maybe your soul is getting ready. Maybe you're starting to see the glitches in the simulation. And that only happens when the soul is done playing and ready to wake up. Sign 4: no fear of death. While most people avoid thinking about death like it's something terrifying, you feel a strange peace just thinking about it. It's not a desire to die, it's the absence of fear. It's like something inside you already knows that death isn't the end, just another doorway. This isn't something you learned in a book or a belief system. It's a quiet wisdom, not taught, but remembered. Your soul says, "We've been through this, there's nothing to fear." You don't deny death, you accept it. And that acceptance doesn't come from giving up. It comes from spiritual understanding. You feel that existence continues, that who you are isn't made of flesh and bone, but of pure awareness. Those in their final incarnation stop seeing death as an enemy. They see it as a return, the end of a cycle and the beginning of true freedom. That peace around death, one of the strongest signs that your soul has walked every path and is ready to let go. Sign 5, constant synchronicities. You think of someone and they text you. You mention something and suddenly it pops up in a book, a song, a billboard. Coincidence? Not to you, not anymore. Over time, these random moments start to feel like direct messages from the universe. It's like reality is talking to you. The world stops feeling random and starts acting like a mirror, reflecting exactly what you think, feel, or need. This is known as synchronicity. But for souls nearing the end of the reincarnation cycle, these synchronicities stop being rare. They become constant. It's as if reality is saying, "You're awake now." And you can finally see the code behind the simulation. You realize everything is connected, nothing is accidental. And more than that, you start to sense that your thoughts shape the world around you. This isn't just mysticism. It's the moment your consciousness expands so much that you're no longer just a character in the story. You begin to realize you're also the author. Sign 6, a deep sense of completion. You don't feel like anything's missing anymore. Not because you have everything, but because you've realized you never needed anything to feel whole. That constant chase for happiness, success, love, recognition just stops. It's as if all the big questions have been answered, not in words, but in a quiet, peaceful kind of knowing. You no longer want to be something, have something, prove something. Because deep down, you know you've lived what you needed to live. Every joy, every pain, every experience, it all served its purpose. This sense of completion isn't giving up, it's soul-level maturity. It's when you finally understand that what you were searching for out there was always within. It's the moment the soul stops chasing, stops striving, stops pushing to get somewhere, and simply embraces the now with gratitude, presence, and peace. This is a clear sign the cycle is closing. The soul is ready to return to the whole. Sign 7, self is an illusion. At some point on the spiritual journey, you look inward and find no one there. The person you used to call me, your name, your memories, your desires, starts to fade. It's like the identity you've carried through lifetimes is dissolving. You realize the self was just a role, a character, that the true being was never separate, never individual. You begin to feel clearly that you are part of everything, and everything is part of you. This realization isn't intellectual, it's a lived experience, a state of consciousness where you stop seeing yourself as in the universe and start feeling like you are the universe, looking back at itself. Here, the ego steps aside. There's no more conflict, no more comparison, no more grasping, because there's no longer a me versus the world. There is only presence, oneness, peace. This is one of the deepest and most irreversible signs that the soul is finishing its final journey. Because when you realize you were never someone, but everything that is, there's no longer a reason to return. No more lessons, no more roles, only awakening. And what if reincarnation was never about evolving, but about remembering there was never anything to gain? What if the cycle doesn't end in enlightenment, but in surrender? Surrender of the illusion, the ego, the separation. If you saw yourself in all of this, maybe your soul has already decided. Maybe this really is your last life. If you felt this video deep in your chest, drop a 100% in the comments below. That's the confirmation you've received the message. And if you're ready to keep going on this journey, click the next video on the screen. Thank you for being here. See you beyond the veil.